He heaves it up down the middle, and it's caught! Touchdown, Donovan Hinchy! Hinchy's gonna take it up the gut, he's in! He's in! Game over! Dysart wins it in a walk-off! Good evening, everyone, and welcome to El Mirage, Arizona, as we get you set for tonight's home opener for your Dysart Demons and the visiting Santan Foothills Sabercats. Good evening, everyone. Derek Diesner here with you. I'm joined alongside my partner, Ryan Sikora. And Ryan, we've got a good one here tonight. The 17th-ranked Santan Foothills Sabercats against the 16th-ranked Dysart Demons. Both teams lost their openers on the road in pretty convincing fashion.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same score, 10-49. Dysart lost last week to Ben Franklin. Push Ridge gave a really good run in on Santan Foothills, 53-10. You come into this one, two teams, again, just the second game of the year, Derek, looking to establish themselves in the early stage after really solid seasons the last couple of years for their program, some of the best that they've had in recent years as they get going in this 2025 season.
Yes, it was a very difficult start for both of these teams. You have Dysart taking on 7th-ranked Benjamin Franklin, and poor Santan Foothills. Nothing like starting off against number 1, Push Ridge. Not an easy start to the year.
You're never going to have any fun with that if you're Michael Coe's coach team. But they're coming into this one, second straight game on the road. They think they've got a good enough team. They're a historic, pretty solid program. They were really good in 22. They got better last year in 2024. They feel like the Sabercats do, that they are headed in the right direction, and Dysart's got a tough test in front of them for their first home game of the year.
They do, but you talk about a team thinking they're trending in the right direction, ready to build off momentum. That's exactly what the Dysart Demons are, building off of that playoff appearance last season. Didn't go the way they wanted, but getting that experience for a young and upcoming program, that's going to do a lot for you moving forward.
Oh, yeah, trying to channel that middle of the season run that they went on last year. They won 6 or 7 consecutive games. They will ride the running back as usual tonight, Javon Christmas, who's going to get a ton of touches, hope to replicate the performance with maybe a touchdown or two more than he had last week. In this one, I think you expect Dysart to show up, try and establish the game on the ground, and really try and keep it going so they can set it up for their new quarterback that's slowly getting a hang of this offense.
Yes, as you were alluding to, a sophomore starter at quarterback currently. That's Josiah Laborin. And Laborin threw for just 32 yards last week, ran for 10, so he really just couldn't get it going. But you put a sophomore in his first start on the road against the 7th-ranked team. I think he did pretty well.
You're not expecting much, but at the same time, you want to see the little things within a game. You want to see him go through progressions correctly, make the right reads, find the right throws at the right time, and it's going to take time for this Dysart team. They've got a couple of players that are going to be out tonight, out for the first half of the season. It's all about doing just enough, which feels harsh, but doing just enough these first couple of games to set yourself up for a hopeful back end of the season run.
And that's something that we'll be watching for here this evening. Like we talked about, both teams want to just forget about their season openers. Both teams also want to get settled on the field, get into that rhythm, and really figure out who they are. And I think both teams are going to do that here this evening.
Yeah, and I think on that point, that first quarter is going to be really important for that. Which team, those first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of this game, establishes themselves as the premier program in this one tonight. If you can start well, take a lead through into the second quarter, the game's not done, but just finding a way to get a comfort level. After you got blown out last week for both of these sides, having a lead is going to put a smile on those kids' faces on the sideline and really get the juice going for either team.
Yes, it definitely will, and we see the stands are still slowly filling up. this is always a home field advantage for head coach John Ganados and this Dysart football team. They really pack it in here in El Mirage, and this community is fully bought in as we see the Demons take the field for the first time here in 2025 in their red tops and red bottoms. Dysart across the chest in white, and the #1 ranked helmet in the state of Arizona, according to the Arizona Republic. The Dysart Demon, black helmets with a red demon on top.
That thing's happening. I'd like to wear one of those.
It is a sharp helmet. They showed those off for the first time last season, and I tell you, they've gotten some rave reviews, especially at night when that sky is pitch black and you've got these spotlights shining right on them. I tell you, it's a sight to see.
Hits all the spots, reflects just perfectly.
Yes, it does. So we've got the teams on the field. We are inching closer and closer to the opening kick. We'll have the captains come out to midfield for the coin toss, but right now we will step aside for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem.
An amazing performance by our DHS marching band.
All right, and we are back following the national anthem, and it looks like it's time to send it down onto the field with our sideline reporter, Grace Brennan, who will be speaking with the athletic director right before we get started here this evening. Grace?
Hi, I'm Grace Brennan here with DSB Live, and right now I'm speaking to the athletic director of Dysart High School, Miss Matekas. Miss Matekas, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm super excited. First home game. The boys are ready. We've been working all week. Coach Ganados told me the kids are focused. They've been working hard all week, studying and just working on the scheme. So we continue to do what we need to do to make a great outcome for Dysart football.
Well, my question tonight is, do you feel like there's enough student support and school pride being shown at the game here?
I think the culture in transition is changing. Definitely more spirit is showing. Kids are getting out, they're dressed out. Our freshman class, our junior, our sophomores. I saw a lot of colors today. Kids representing their class. So yes, I'd say the pride's here. I think our student pops, running a little late, but these stands will be full very soon.
Well, what do you think students can do to further show support for their football team?
I think just getting involved and the school events, getting involved in sports, getting involved when we have spirit weeks, get involved in clubs. Homecoming's going to be an amazing. We're going to have a parade, so great memories with friends and family.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking to me tonight, Ms. Matakis, and we will be back after a short break.
All right, we are back here at Dysart High School as we get you set for the 16th ranked Dysart Demons and the 17th ranked Santan Foothills Sabercats. Derek Diesner, Ryan Sikora back with you, and Dysart is going to get the ball first as Santan Foothills getting that ball teed up right now. Sabercats in their road white tops and white bottoms. Bright blue helmets, letters and numbers in blue outlined in black. Ball's teed up by Nathaniel Clemente, and we are underway in this 2025 home season for the Dysart Demons. Ball will be picked up around the 8-yard line, scooting his way right up field and taken down just shy of the 25-yard line was Riley James. And Ryan, we're going to be calling Riley James's name a lot tonight on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's primarily a cornerback in this group, but he will run the ball. Was one of 6 different players, actually, that carried the ball last week for John Ganados' side. Very curious, though, to see the feature back in this group. Javon Christmas, very early on, a senior, big kid, 6'2", 200. He can run the rock with some of the best of them in 3A.
And LeBourne will work out of the gun with Christmas directly behind him. Hinchy split out on the top side. He's going to go in motion. He'll take the end around. Hinchy going to work around his blockers, still on his feet and dragged out of bounds around the 34-yard line. Head coach John Ganados was trying to get a holding call there against the Sabercats, but to no avail. But a big first down run on the first offensive play of the game for the Demons.
Yeah, Donovan Hinchy's going to see the ball a ton tonight, too. So much speed. They're going to try and get him the ball early on. That end around, I wouldn't be surprised if they use that multiple times to give him that running start to utilize the athleticism.
We're going to get a heavy dose of Hinchy and Christmas here this evening as this one is whistled dead before it gets going. A false start going to be called against the Demons.
First and 15.
So that'll back them up 5. And it'll be first and 15 from the 29.
And so starts the test for Josiah Labor and the quarterback as well. Now behind the sticks, he's got to do a little bit more work. That was the point of improvement maybe from last week to this week, if they can get better play out of the quarterback position from the sophomore starter.
Only attempted 10 passes last week, completed half of them as the give is to Christmas, who is taken down 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and about 17.
That's great contain on the outside from Santan Foothills. Clemente, the cornerback, gets in on the tackle. He'll be the chief among them, but they swarmed to the ball. Looked like there were 7 or 8 white shirts wherever Christmas went.
You know, I keep looking down and I see Josiah Laborin, behind center for Dysart, but I see that number 5 and I keep thinking Isaiah Roman, but the senior graduated this past summer. And it's time for a new number 5 on this Dysart Demons squad. On second down and long, Laboring out of the gun. He'll give it to Christmas. Christmas charges forward and almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I'll set up about 3rd and 11.
It's probably Christmas's best run of this game. He fought through some contact line of scrimmage, gets, as you say, almost back, 3rd and 11. Now you bring in the speed group. You make a quick change. Caleb Richardson's going to come in a little bit quicker of a receiver than Shamir Harge. And I don't know, I see something short. I see something to get Christmas out into space, see if your best player can work a first down here on this opening drive.
As I say, Christmas or Hinchy, just give them space. Let the blockers kind of create a hole for them. Christmas last week, one of the 6 captains on this Dysart squad, had 10 carries for 95 yards. Hinchy, a carry for 25 yards, 3 receptions for 16 yards. Out of the gun. And we've got a whistle.
Oh.
It's going to be an early timeout called by the Dysart Demons. We'll keep it here so we can talk about this, but 9 minutes, 37 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. 3rd and 12 for the Demons from the 33, and an early timeout by head coach John Ganatos.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out if that's a rally the troops timeout or if that's more of a we think we can actually get a first down here and we have the right play against the defensive set that Santan Foothills showed. Either way, now you've almost got to pay off this 3rd down if you're going to use that timeout there.
Well, and this is one of those big moments, something we alluded to in the pregame, but you have a sophomore quarterback. He is making his first start at home, just his 2nd start ever. And this is a big play coming in just the first series of the game. You can't take a sack here. You cannot lose any more yards.
Near side corner is playing off of Hinchy. Maybe a quick screen out to him, see if he can beat his man.
Some early movement, no whistle. Hinchy shakes one defender, uses the blocker. He's around the corner, past the 50, and dragged out of bounds at around the 41-yard line in Sabercat territory. First down for the Dysart Demons.
It's great recognition from Labor and the quarterback, understanding the matchup on the outside. He has the speedy Hinchy with Thaden Green, the corner on the outside. And it's just, hey, let's take advantage of it. Let's see if we can get it. And Dysart correctly executing the blocks to get the first.
Well, and that's what head coach John Ganato said. They've got to read the defense, take what they are given. That's exactly what they did there.
Almost another early jump.
Yeah, Dysart was looking for that jump. They didn't get it, but now Christmas and Laborin are checking over to the sideline. Laborin ready out of the gun. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. He'll sling it to the near side to Hinchy. Christmas tried to get a block, but was unable to do anything with it. Just a couple of yards for Hinchy.
Santan was a little more prepared for that one.
Yes, they were.
Time Donovan gets about 2 or 3. It'll be 2nd down.
So 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 40-yard line. First possession for the Demons here this evening. Just a beautiful evening for one of the last days in the month of August.
What is it, 101?
It's beautiful. Honestly, though, I have to say, I truly do feel like this was a mild summer. I feel like it could have been worse. Have we had some bad weeks these last few weeks? Yeah, maybe, but could have been a whole lot worse. Give this to Javon Christmas, and he just would not be denied. Trudges forward, gets a first down and some. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Demons at the 30.
That's what you asked the kid to do. 95 rushing yards last week in the big loss. He was probably the one spot of true consistency that John Ganatos had in the big defeat to Ben Franklin.
And as a coach, that's what you want to see. You always teach your players, just keep moving. Until you hear that whistle, keep those legs moving. It's exactly what he did. He never gave up. 1st and 10 from the 30. Laboring on. Trips up top, 1 to the near side. He's flanked by Christmas in the backfield. The give will be to Christmas. He's going to try to work the near side. Sheds a tackler. Still on his feet. Tripped up right around the 20-yard line. But Javon Christmas just not going down.
He's got just big, long strides. I think it's probably the best part about him. He makes ground up so quickly. He just eats it as he runs. Seems like it's 2 or 3 yards every stride. And that was huge in that one. Just fighting through some contact late. He got a lot of yards early. 2nd and short's where this team's going to live all day. If they can do that, Derek, they're going to have a good night.
They'll work out of the gun on 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 21-yard line. Twins to each side. Christmas flanked to the left. 2-step drop. He'll get into the pocket and taken down, but it looks like he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. So no loss on the play. It'll be 3rd and 1. A good heads-up play by Laboring.
Yeah, 100% steps up in the pocket, doesn't get swallowed back by the defensive pressure on the outside. So he understands how the pocket is going to merge in on him, so he's going to be able to progress forward. And then he waits his 3 seconds like you're taught to as a quarterback, tucks it down, and says, I'm going to run, make a decision.
I was wondering when they're going to do this. Here we go.
A little tush push.
Uh-huh. Push it forward for that short one.
Yeah.
A great hesitation and a smart move by the sophomore, Josiah Laborin, as he took a step back, let his lineman move, and then he went forward.
That looked like a playbook right out of Service Academy football. The offensive line controlling the front there. They had 2 or 3 yards of push before Laborin even went forward with it. You won't get an easier first down on a yard to go.
So a fresh set of downs for the Demons. 1st and 10 from the 16. No score, under 6 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. The 16th ranked Dysart Demons putting together a great first possession here tonight. And the give, still on his feet, inside the 5, taken down just shy of the goal line. They'll say down at the 1 is Adam Laborin.
14-yard ride and get some.
Or was that Christmas?
I think it was Christmas who powered through. It was great misdirection.
Yes.
On the offensive end of things, Christmas had a hole, and again, he just runs right through the linebacker, unafraid of contact. That's what you like to see out of a running back.
And that's
face mask penalty on the SaberCats will move Dysart a little closer.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
Face mask to give him half a distance so that they go from the 1, Derek, to the half-yard line.
Well, do we see another one of those bunch formations? That's what it's looking like right now.
I don't know why you wouldn't. It worked last time.
Uh-huh. And pushing forward. He's going to spin off and be dumped by 2. Ooh, he lost the ball.
Oh, no.
Did Dysart get it back? SaberCats are saying no, they've got it. No official signal yet. Still nothing from the white hat, so it's Demon ball. It'll be 2nd down and about 4.
Down by contact at about the 4-yard
So
line.
2nd and goal from the 4 for the Dysart Demons, and that could have been ugly.
Disastrous early on. This has been a great drive, by the way. 7 minutes now. Not only are you going almost 75 yards, but you've controlled the clock, controlled the tempo, which after last week, you want to keep this game nice and low scoring. Give your defense some help.
Well, and you want to let your offense get into a rhythm.
That's true.
As well as your defense, but offense right now, they're cooking. 2nd and goal from the 4. Another fumble. And this one looks to be recovered by the SaberCats.
In the end zone or on the 1?
I think they're saying end zone, but let's see. So it is SaberCat ball on the fumble.
That fumble is recovered by the SaberCats.
But it looks like it's going to be inside the 2-yard line. Ball will be spotted right in the middle of the 1 and 2.
Yeah, so that came on the handoff. It was Laborin a little bit late in Christmas, maybe a little bit ahead on trying to grab that ball.
Yep.
It hits his forearms rather than his midriff. And as a running back, you have to be on the same page. You practice those as a quarterback almost as much as you practice the little slant shots and the bubble screens and stuff like that. You need to make sure that the handoff rhythm is correct. It wasn't on those last 2 plays, and eventually it was going to come back to haunt them. It does there. They get a little lucky, though, that this ball, Derek, is at the 1-yard line and not the 25.
Jordan Farmer out of the gun for the SaberCats. He'll give it to his tailback, who trudges forward and picks up a couple yards to give him some breathing room. On the carry was number 21, Isaac Wallace, the junior tailback. Bring up 2nd down and a short 6.
Yards. It'll be 2nd down.
So the Demon defense tested right off the bat with that SaberCat rush. Farmer again out of the gun. 2 receivers up top, 1 to the near side. We've got movement on the line, and this looks to be going against the Dysart Demons.
The SaberCats going to move them back a little bit.
No, they're going to call it on the SaberCats. All right.
Yeah, Santan's O-line was pretty certain that was on the team in red.
Yeah, and even looking at red, you saw a lot of them hanging their heads, but
step back and take it or medicine, but no.
They'll take it. So it'll be 2nd down and about 8. Farmer out of the gun, standing about a yard or so into his end zone. 3 receivers to the near side. Farmer gives it to his tailback, but we've got a flag and a false start. Sloppy play from the SaberCats to begin this offensive drive.
Yeah, I think you've been sitting there so long, expecting to have the ball maybe a little earlier. Your defense doesn't help you out, and offensive lineman, little jumpy.
And again, both of these teams coming off some bad losses last week, never really got into a rhythm, and looks like the SaberCats still looking to find that rhythm. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 2-yard line. High snap, controlled. The give is to the tailback who goes up the gut, and he's going to get the first down. Isaac Wallace on the carry. Little extracurriculars after the tackle. But the SaberCats have a first down with under 3 minutes to play in a scoreless first quarter.
Running game was the difference between these two teams when they played last year. Holden Mykorth for Santan Foothills had 180 yards on just 25 carries in that Santan Foothills win a year ago. Let's see what the adjustment is on this defense. Did he go? Yeah.
Yeah, movement on the line.
They won't get away with that one, Derek. They're going to get Manny Escobar.
So that'll be a free 5 yards for the SaberCats. 2:36 to go in this first quarter of play. First down and 5 for Santan Foothills. SaberCats on their first offensive possession here this evening. We might wrap up this first quarter with one team not even finishing their first possession. Tackle made in the backfield as Isaac Wallace is grabbed and dropped. He had nowhere to go.
No pass attempts yet as well for Santan Foothills. They've had the running plays that have gone for positive yardage and the pair of false starts that have sent them backward.
And I'd love to tell you how last week went for them, but they have no stats, so can't tell you.
Well, I can tell you the one stat that did not go well for them, if you want me to give you that one.
I'd love to. I know their defense had a lot of points put on them.
Oh.
Quarterback keeper. And he tried to stretch it to the far side of the field, but he's a few yards short.
There's Riley James on the tackle, coming across making the play.
It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that was my number, by the way, that 53 that they gave up, Santan Foothills. So only scored 10.
3rd down and a short 3.
2.5.
A minute 15 to go in this first quarter of play, and the clock is ticking. Farmer out of the gun. One receiver to the near side, 3 up top. And another whistle before we get going. A false start. SaberCats can't get out of their own way right now.
7.5.
They've probably, run 11 plays if you count for the false starts that aren't technically plays. They've gone a little over 24 yards. Probably a quarter of their plays have been false starts. It's not what you want to see if you're Michael Coe.
I was going to say, not what you drew up, but clock is moving, 3rd and 8. 40 seconds to go in this first quarter of play. Another flag flies, and it looked like there was early movement. They're just not timing this correctly.
You mentioned the rhythm on the other end for Dysart, who had that big loss last week, couldn't really get enough offensive possessions.
Yep.
Same can be said for Santan Foothills here.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing. I don't want to say inability, but the unpractice. They haven't had as much game reps going against a team that does want to beat them, not just like practice.
Exactly.
And you're maybe seeing some of the giddiness and the jumpiness from not getting all those repetitions in week 1 that you'd like to see.
And I feel like that's a common theme right now across the state of Arizona with a lot of these teams. I was reading about that even with the big game last night between Brophy and, I'm trying to think who they played. It was another powerhouse, but both of those teams really didn't have any preseason action to go off of. Working it to the near side of the field, and that's going to be a first down for the SaberCats, and that'll probably be the final play of this first quarter. But a great running catch by Thaden Green, the senior tight end.
On the first pass of the game, they connect. It's a really good tackle. Maybe, I don't want to say touchdown-saving tackle, how much grass was there, but a really big tackle on the shoestrings by Alejandro Graciano, the defensive lineman, coming back in. And You were right. Nobody's gotten through their first drive in this first quarter.
Yep. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll start the second quarter, and we'll see Santan Foothills continue their first offensive possession of this game. No score between the Dysart Demons and the Santan Foothills SaberCats. You're tuned in to Dysart Demon Football right here on the DSB Network.
Hi, I'm Leanna Taylor. I joined cheer because cheer has always had a special place in my heart ever since I was in 8th grade. I love motivating people and bringing a smile to people's faces and just being there to support my school and, having fun. That's what sports and sportsmanship is all about. My favorite part about being in cheer is I love to come to games and, watch the games and scream and yell and, motivate the team and have fun with my friends and do stunts. I love stunts. Yes, go Dysart!
12 minutes on the clock as we get set to start this second quarter. Derek Deesner, Ryan Sikora back with you and changing sides of the field. SaberCats now going right to left on your TV screens. Out of the gun. Delayed handoff. And we're seeing this shiftiness by the SaberCats. They'll come one way, they read that defense, they'll cut back in and go the opposite way, and a good carry by Isaac Wallace.
I like the dichotomy that we have in the two running backs. You have Christmas, who really wants to run through you, big thighs, wants to power his way, physical running back, and then you have Wallace, who's a little bit more east-west.
Yes.
Looking to work boundary to boundary and make you miss to create space for himself.
And that's similar to Hinchy, too, for Dysart. You got the power back, but then you got the shifty, elusive back. Out of the gun is Farmer. One receiver to the near side.
Oh, my God.
More movement. False start against the SaberCats.
I want to say that was the tight end, 88, Austin Coppinger, who may also be the left tackle. I'm still trying to dissect that.
So it'll be second down and 10. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. No score, just a minute into this second quarter of play. Farmer out of the gun, trips to the near side, one up top. Farmer, flag flies. Farmer, flush from the pocket. He's going to run with it and slide down just shy of the first down marker. But we saw a few flags come flying. We'll see what the call is. I'm assuming it's coming back.
Yeah, John Ganados is pointing straight towards the Santan Foothills end zone. I think he thinks it's going back.
As I say, it's got to be a hold at some point. There's got to be a reason that Farmer got loose.
Well, there was one flag that came on the near side before.
So we got the false start. That's declined. Holding on the offense, and that's going to be accepted.
So the false start came on the near side, and you saw the quarterback rolling to his right, and that's when that hold came from the right tackle being a little too handsy.
It'll be second and long.
Yeah, the offensive line right now for the SaberCats, they're just not able to hold that defensive line because of it. They had nothing to do but cause a penalty.
At least to me, struggling with the speed of the defensive ends. They're having to twitch early to try and stop them, get their spot, and the tackles are, and on that one, trying to protect the outside from the D-end on the pass.
Sling it out to the back off his fingertips, and you know he could hear the footsteps out in front of him as Wallace unable to hold on to it.
Little too worried, I think, about Courtney Boss coming around the outside and looking to hit him.
I think I would be too. Farmer really led him, and had he made that catch, odds are it could have popped right out with the way he would have been hit.
Boss is probably, at least statistically, the best defender on this team. He had 7 tackles last week, 2 TFLs even in the big loss. But he's somebody to watch from the outside. Maybe they bring him on some weird blitz packages, an outside linebacker.
It's going to be 3rd and 20 for the SaberCats. The gun is Farmer. Movement, and this is going to be a false start.
Another false start will move the SaberCats back.
It was one of the wide receivers. Can't tell if that's his 15 or 16. I think it's 15. Maka Gasama. But he almost looked like an Arena League receiver where he was trying to get a running head start to go.
That is the 8th if you don't count one of the two. If you count one of the two that didn't get used on the double penalty, that's the 8th penalty called against Santana Foothills. Still their first possession of the game.
A little sloppy. I have a feeling this SaberCat team's going to be running a lot in the coming days.
Side note, but that might be the greatest mascot I've ever seen at the high school level.
Yeah? You like the Dysart Demon?
Has he got a name, or is it just Dysart Demon?
No, I'm pretty positive he has a name. I can't recall what it is, though.
So after some penalties, it's now 3rd and
We'll get on it.
10.
So this last penalty was called against Dysart because the
Hey!
SaberCats just moved up. 3rd and 10. They're going to air it out past the defense, and almost making the grab was Nathaniel Clemente, broken up by a couple of DBs.
And that's an exceptional play by Shamir Hards, the free safety on that one. Tracking it, running back, looking out at the last second. That's what they teach you. Follow the receiver's eyes, and as he's going to make that catch, that's when you turn around. Get your hands up, get active. And he makes a great play out in space.
So on 4th and 10, SaberCats will be forced to punt. Back to return at his own 35 for the Demons is Riley James. And this ball is going to go out of bounds at the 35. Nope, 38-yard line. And the Demons offense will come on out and set up shop for their second offensive possession of the game.
With good field position, too. Your defense does the job after all of that, all those penalties, all those plays that they ran. Shadow Mountain, or not Shadow Mountain, my apologies, Santana Foothills, really, Derek, only gets 28 yards of offense. They start at the 1, they end at their own 29. That punt's not a pretty one, and your defense does the job. Anytime the opposition is starting inside their own 5, your job is to get the ball back in that 35 to 45 range so you have a shorter distance to go score that touchdown.
And we'll see what type of drive this offense can put together here. Defense needs a bit of a rest. They've been on the field for a while. Hinchy had it and dropped it. He was looking at where he wanted to run with it, and when that happened, he missed the transfer and dropped the ball.
That's the same thing as Isaac Wallace on the other end, looking at who was coming, seeing what you could read. Giovanni Casas lost his helmet on that play. He's the left tackle, so he's got to come out of this game for a play, and they're going to quickly run Andre Pupo onto the pitch.
So a few different substitutions for the Demons. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 38-yard line. One receiver split out to each side. Hinchy moving. Christmas gets the carry. Sheds one defender, sheds another, and gets tripped up out of bounds around the 47-yard line.
It's just a good run.
He's just a great patient runner.
License plate number V as in Victor CA9GW that needs to be moved or it's going to get towed. So move your car. It's a white Nissan Altima. V as in Victor CA9GW.
So it will be 2nd down and 3. Check that, 3rd and 3 from the 45.
And to your point, you call him patient, right? Good vision, but also good recognition of what skill to use. Stiff arm,
Yes.
truck, whatever he's got in his locker, he understands what to use it situationally.
They'll give it to Christmas. Christmas up the gut. Tackled as he crosses the 50, but that's good enough for a Dysart Demon 1st down.
Bread and butter behind Carlos Fernandez-Gonzalez, the right guard who made a 3 or 4 yard push right away. Christmas just does a great job following suit and getting that 1st down.
And again, Demons just keeping this clock moving. The pace is exactly what they want to play at. Not too fast, not too slow, just keep her moving.
And it gets me out of here in time to go get dinner somewhere.
There
so I
you
love
go.
that, too.
They're very courteous.
Yeah, you got to be. Hospitality's everything.
Uh-huh. And around to Hinchy. Hinchy's got the corner. Inside the 20, and he is in pay dirt. Touchdown, Demons. Donovan Hinchy gets Dysart on the scoreboard for the first time this evening. But there is a flag, and the way Dysart is reacting, it looks like this will be coming back.
Yeah,
it is a hold against the Demons.
Takes away a 49-yard touchdown on a really good play design.
Mm-hmm.
They get one runner, the running back Christmas, coming away after the last run. They ran the same play, and then they're able to bring Hinchy around on the misdirection. As soon as he got the corner, you knew he was gone. You knew he was going to get the edge as he touched towards the boundary. But you saw it. I guess he got the corner a little too cleanly for comfort.
Yeah, as soon as he got that corner, it was him with a defender one-on-one, and I'll take Hinchy all day, every day.
And a good hesitation. You saw that on the 30. He kind of stopped himself, slowed down, let the defender come to him, and that allowed him to make the decision on, do I need to go inside? Do I need to turn on the jets? And he chose the latter. Now they got to do it again.
You know, and you look at the NFL level, and some of the best running backs, the Hall of Famers, that is something they excelled at.
Yeah.
It's like just freezing in time. They could slow it down.
The big or the little, right? Derrick Henry's a huge guy, but he's great at stopping. Barry Sanders was obviously the king of the shuttle start. Another one on Dysart.
A delay of game is going to move Dysart back 5 more yards.
Yeah, I think that one was kind of bound to happen there. Clock starts. You still think you scored a touchdown. You got to give everybody back in. You got to get back on the same page. Get the play in. Get the group set.
Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. It's going to be first and forever.
About 13 yards. No, 14 yards since that touchdown. Math is hard.
2 receivers to the near side. And just as I say that, one went in motion. The give is to Christmas. Christmas up the gut, will not go down as 3 defenders finally drag him down at about the 41-yard line. So they pick up 4 yards, but some extracurriculars afterwards, and we see a flag come flying.
I think that was on 88, Coppinger. That's a positive gain. That's a Christmas. It was a little slow out of the gates. Left guard couldn't quite pull as hard and couldn't quite create the hole for him. He tried to sit behind him, and he puts his hand on the left guard's backside and says, hey, you got to move out of the way. I need to know if I got to go left or right, and he couldn't go either way.
So because of that penalty, Dysart now back in SaberCat territory where it's second and short from the 44. Ryan, the amount of penalties in this game and the yardage that is, it's unbelievable how much it has changed the feel of this game.
I can't even count it on 2 hands.
It's a lot. Christmas in motion, keeper by Laborin. Charges up the middle, lowers his shoulders, pick up the first down and some as he'll be spotted down at the 34.
I think you start to see with that play why Josiah Laborin is the quarterback for this group, only as a sophomore. Physical, unafraid to take contact, fighting for extra yards. At least on the intangibles, feels like a leader this group can get behind in the early days of the season, even if he is younger on the younger side.
He can run with it, and he knows how to protect that ball. And right now you look at Christmas and Hinchy, and that's what they can do. We'll have to see as the game goes on, as the season goes on, what kind of arm he has. Can he sling it? And if so, how far can he sling it? But right now, they're having their way on the ground game. Out of the gun. They'll give it on misdirection to Christmas, and Christmas again just keeps the legs churning. Taken down at the 27.
I think that's so close to a touchdown. If the left tackle just gets a little bit more push there, Christmas has to go inside the left tackle and the left guard. If he goes outside to the C gap, he's got the speed and the head start to be gone. And as you said earlier, touch and pay dirt.
Christmas will come out and get a bit of a breather. he's been busy to start this game.
So what you said earlier on labor in the quarterback, I think it might be less so about the arm, maybe more so about the decision-making, because clearly surrounded by the athletes to where 5 to 10 yards can maybe get you the same as 20 to 25 yards through the air. Last week, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, though. Making the right choices at the right time, not making mistakes is the biggest learning curve for a young sophomore.
He's a field general right now. He is there to just put the ball in the right player's hands as we see a flag fly from the back judge.
Again.
A delay of game penalty is going to move your
Again
Demons
going
back 5
against
yards.
the Demons, so this will move them back. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Is there a clock out here for them to see? Or is this just coming from the referee in his back ear saying, hey, 10? I don't see a clock for him to kind of put his eyes on and say, okay, we got to go, we got to go, we got to go.
Now they'll throw it. First down. Hinchy got it down the sidelines, and he's in for 6. No dirty laundry on the field. This touchdown will stand, and the Dysart Demons lead 6-0 over the Santan Foothills Sabercats with 6:47 to go in this first half.
It's the speed again from Hinchy. That one's a little 10-yard hitch route. Get to your spot, turn around. The defender, the cornerback, took inside leverage, backed off towards the middle. Hinchy recognizing, hitching out to the outside, creating 5 yards of separation. And as we talked about earlier, that's all he's going to need to find enough space to score a touchdown. That's his 2nd touchdown catch of the year.
Rodolfo Ravelis on, and he puts it through. And just like that, it's 7-0 Dysart. 6:47 to go until halftime. Demons lead by a touchdown. We'll take a break and be back right after this.
I'm Michaela here with DSB with Noah Franco. How are you feeling about today?
Feeling really good. Hoping the medal. This is my first year in cross country, so I've just been trying to stay consistent, like running every day, and just like training with my more experienced teammates.
Hi, I'm Dana here with DSV, and we are here with
Riker Yeager.
How did you feel about the race?
I felt pretty good. I feel like I finished strong. I got top 10, so I feel pretty good overall. I got a 19 flat, but today I got a 19.8. I like that. It keeps me in shape. It always gets me up and ready. I just love the sport. I like running.
Fresh off a touchdown, the Demons return to the field as they get set to boot it deep for the Sabercats' 2nd offensive possession of the evening. Derek Diesner, Ryan Sikora back with you. And Ryan, just a great offensive drive for the Demons. Yes, they had the penalties, but they were able to rebound. They got Hinchy his touchdown back.
They had less penalties than Santan Foothills did, and they started in a much better spot on the field. They take advantage of that spot and do a really, I think, good job, Derek, of cashing in on the defensive performance they put on that first Santan drive.
Ball is teed up at the 40. Ravelis gets set. And this guy's got a leg. I have a feeling we'll be talking about him a lot throughout this broadcast as he boots this one deep, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now, when I was talking with Coach Ganados earlier this week, he was raving about this sophomore kicker. He's got a leg on him, and normally at the high school level, you don't see a kicker that often and one that can really kick field goals, but Rodolfo Ravelis can do that, and I have a feeling we're going to be calling his name a lot this year. Last week, he was 1 for 1 on PATs, and he also had one field goal. It went for 35 yards.
Which is, again, for anyone who's maybe new to the high school football scene, 35 yards at high school is a 48-yarder in the older levels. If he's making 35-yarders consistently, that's going to be a good added influence of offense.
Yes.
2 balls on the field there.
I really thought the next word out of your mouth was going to be a strike. I was going to say, we're playing football, not baseball here.
Yeah.
And opening give Good for about 4 yards. Tripped up around the 25-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the SaberCats. 6.5 minutes remain in this first half. 16th ranked Dysart Demons lead the 17th ranked Santan Foothills SaberCats 7-0.
Bobby made the tackle there after a 4-yard gain.
Jordan Farmar out of the gun. 3 receivers to the near side. He's got a back with him as he'll work out of the eye. Farmer, high snap, controls, going to sling it to the near side, underthrown, and his receiver had to come up to make the grab. He did. That's Josiah Gutierrez on the grab. Pick up a couple, and it'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
It was a late release, and it again kind of led that receiver over towards the defensive back. Almost an interception. If that jump on the corner is a little bit quicker, might be 6 the other way.
Yeah, that ball seemed to float up there for a while. Late substitution for the Demons. Some confusion on the line. They'll snap it before Dysart can even get set. And they're going to take advantage of that as it'll be a SaberCat first down on the carry by Isaac Wallace. Now a flag flies from the umpire right where the ball is spotted.
First down for the SaberCats. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 37.
The chains haven't moved yet.
They're just getting their sandwich in, getting their snack.
Personal foul against the SaberCats. So that's why they didn't move. They knew what was coming.
Penalties going to move them back.
Just too many penalties. We're 19 minutes into this game.
You'd think this is the first game of the year. It's the second, and it's still this dirty.
Well, and that's where my train of thought immediately goes. This is supposed to be a Santan Foothills team that's stepping upward. They were 4-6 last year, 3-7 the year before, trying to get back to their 2022 form where they were a team that made the postseason. They think they've got the talent to do it, but I wonder if that's maybe something that held them back last week, albeit playing against maybe the best team in 3A, sure, right. But did the penalties keep that game from being maybe a little bit more competitive?
A wild snap. This is going to go into the end zone. The tackle is made. Oh, no, it was picked up. Still no whistle. And now the safety will happen in the back of the end zone. A flag flies. Tackle was made by Bobby Franco as he got Isaac Wallace in the back of the end zone, but we've seen a lot of dirty laundry tonight, and here's another one. So they are saying a safety, but a personal foul,
so it looks like
and they're calling it against the Demons.
Play a personal foul on Dysart, but it will now be 9-0, and Dysart will
assessed on the ensuing kickoff, I guess is technically the term.
Yeah. It's now 9-0. You know, just a regular score, 9-0.
So you're telling me kicker that we love so much has 3 field goals, yeah?
That's exactly what I'm saying, yeah. Exactly.
So now you look at the clock, 5 minutes flat, you've got a 2-possession lead. Your offense has not only run the ball well, but worked the clock very well.
Yep.
This should be, if everything goes perfect for John Ganados' team, the last drive of the first half, a touchdown for the Demons, and a 15 or 16-point lead headed into the halftime.
Which, if my math is correct, does that mean if Dysart holds it for these final 5 minutes that the SaberCats only had 2 possessions in this first half? 2
possessions that probably in real time took up more of this first hour of the game, but in actual game time took up significantly less, just with all the penalties and the clock stoppage. We're about 45 minutes in. I think Santan's probably had the ball for 22, 23 of those minutes, maybe 25. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. And in real time, they probably only had it for 8.
Just, yeah, this has been something. But the Demons lead 9-0. And even though the Demons have had some sloppiness and penalties that, you know, Coach Ganados doesn't want to see, he's got to be pleased with his team's performance to this point.
He going to drop kick this? No, they just punt it.
Yeah, and this will be returned from about the 10-yard line by Riley James. James going to go straight up the gut. And the ball comes loose. Another fumble by the Demons. And this one is recovered by the SaberCats. I believe it was Evan Hill.
That return is fumbled and recovered by the Sabercats. So
And just like that, Santan Foothills has second life.
And so that for Dysart might be the early problem for them a game and a half into this season. They lost the turnover battle last week 3-0, down 2-0 in this game. So an early -5 hole through a little over an hour of football.
4:50 to go in this first half of play. First down and 10 for the Sabercats. Ball at the 21-yard line. Jordan Farmer out of the gun. One receiver split out to the near side, two up top, and we've got a whistle. Timeout called by the Dysart Demons. That's their second timeout, so they've got just one remaining in this first half. 4:50 to go in this second quarter of play. And Ryan, what do you think Coach Ganados is saying right now?
Regroup. We've got the lead. It's 9-0. There's nothing to worry about right now. You've stopped them once already in this game, twice technically, I guess, if you think about it. Keep the ball in front of you. We're in the red area. We'll take field goals, get a stop, make it quick, give our offense a chance to get the ball back.
And be disciplined. That's the main thing here. His team has got to remain disciplined. They got to cut out these turnovers, but just the amount of penalty flags we have seen. Now, granted, there have been a lot by the Sabercats, but Dysart has had their fair amount as well. Fans trying to get everyone revved up, and you just look around the stands and look at how well this place is
filled out. You said
yeah.
you told me pregame it would show up a little late.
Yep.
It certainly has. Big family, community-based vibe.
Yes. You see the surrounding neighborhoods right here. It's an easy walk or a bike ride over here. As the give is to Wallace, he trudges forward and is right at that first down marker, but is he short, or are they going to? Nope, they're going to give it to him. So a first down run by Isaac Wallace keeps the chains moving and the clock moving.
And crucially at the 11, so they do have a first down maybe still to gain. It's not first and goal to go. If I'm Santan Foothills, keep the ball out of Farmer's hands. Not necessarily to say he's bad, but maybe more so to say Wallace running through in between the tackles has been really effective.
And they'll give it to Wallace. Wallace going to cut back in, try to go back out, and he is dragged down around the 5-yard line. That'll bring up second down and 2 for the Sabercats. Under 4 minutes to go in this first half.
Generate a negative play. That's what Dysart's thinking.
Farmer, delayed give to Wallace, and Wallace gets the ball ripped away from him. It's going to be Demon ball, first and 10 from the 15. What a hit by Christian Leonard, the senior. Check that, it was Shamir Harge. Harge just hit him hard, took that ball, ripped it right out.
I think as he hit him, he snatched the ball like a running back almost and stole it the other direction. Talk about a negative play. That's generating at the highest level from Shamir Harge, who's got a couple of big hits in this one.
That play reminded me of, I don't know how long it's been now, but when Jadavion Clowney just leveled a Michigan Wolverine, that's what he just did. And now laboring on the keeper. He's tripped up around the 25-yard line. That'll be good for a first down.
Just snaps right through him, and there's another sign that Laborin's going to be a very talented running quarterback. Head down, strong legs, right through the body of the linebacker.
Doing exactly what his coach wants him to do. Read that defense, take what they give you. That's exactly what he's doing.
And if anybody in this 3A West division, really 3A in general, is going to know what he wants out of an old-school style quarterback, it's going to be John Ganados.
3 receivers up top, 1 to the near side. Christmas flanked to his right. Clock is moving. Dysart has just 1 timeout. Less than 3 minutes to go in this first half. Quick throw over to Donovan Hinchy. Hinchy trapped behind the line of scrimmage and dropped he'll lose a yard.
At least he didn't fumble that time. As soon as you get kind of two players that are trying to bring you down, it's always the job of the first guy that gets to the receiver, the ball carrier, tackle him, make sure he's got nowhere to go. The second guy that gets there, unseen, punch, find the ball. Hinchy does a good job of keeping a hold.
And that's not an easy thing to do.
No.
Under 2.5 to go in this first half. Laborin gets back out to the huddle as they'll break. 2nd down and 11. One receiver split out to the near side. Make it 2. One up top. Christmas in the backfield, and a flag comes in from the back judge.
A delay of game moves.
Derek, I don't know why they can't get on the same page on these delay of games.
With all the movement, I think they just did not know what they were doing. There was definitely some confusion.
They're going to go quick here.
Trying to catch the defense on its heels to give to Christmas. He found a hole. That defender spun the wrong way. Christmas is free across the 50, and he is pushed out of bounds around the 40 for a big Dysart Demon first down.
Longest run of the night for Javon Christmas, 36 yards. He escapes to that outside C gap like we talked about in the first quarter.
Yep.
Finding that outside tackle run, one cut, get to the outside, use your speed once you get going to get to that second and third level executed perfectly.
So it'll be 1st down and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line. Laborin out of the gun. 2 receivers up top. Hinchy and Christmas in the backfield. They're going with the hard count. Hinchy on the end around. Hinchy following Christmas. He's got the first down and more. He just worked that sideline and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 20 for another Dysart Demon first down.
They don't give the old Ohio State stickers on the helmets, but Javon Christmas would have gotten one for that play. Blocks the first guy, blocks the second guy, blocks the third guy. Now this clock is stopped with 90 seconds left or so. Hinchy with a big pickup gets him just outside the red area.
And Hinchy was very patient on that run. He made sure, like, wherever Christmas is going, I'm going.
It's like Christmas was his fullback back in the good old days.
Yeah. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Laborin going to throw this one up there. He's got a man, and Hinchy had it go off of his fingertips. Let him maybe a step too much.
2nd down and 10.
That would have been the longest throw completed through the air this season for Laborin. It seemed as though he was just, like you said, a step away from Hinchy on that timing.
A good touch by Laborin. I mean, he just lofted that thing up there and knew his receiver had the wheels.
Those are always scary, too, because especially when you're seeing 2 defenders converge on that. But with Hinchy, who's got good size for as quick as he is at this level, he's probably the one that's going to make that play.
So 1:26 to go in this first half. On 2nd and 10.
No.
Breaks away from one tackle, walks right into another, and is sacked for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Demons, and it looks like Josiah Laborin took a shot there.
He did the old Jaden Daniels at LSU. Get out of the way, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I turn forward, bang,
boom.
Dude in my face.
Yep.
Nothing else you could do there. All right, so now we do the math. What was it last week? A 35-yard field goal for Revelez. So we're on the
27, maybe?
27, 37. This is a 45-something yarder. So they need probably 6 or 7 yards here.
Steps in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run and tripped up. Did he lose that ball or was he down?
He was down.
They are going to say he's down. He's down at the 23-yard line. Clock is running under 30 seconds.
So this under the conventional rules of things. Add 7 plus 10. That's 40-yard field goal. What's your trust in your kicker?
Coach Ganados was bragging about him this week. When I was talking to him, he talked about how strong of a leg this young man has and how it's really a benefit for him. And they are going to use a timeout with 1 second on the clock. So it is 4th and 11. Ball is at the 23-yard line, and with 1 second to go, it looks like they're going to trot on out Rodolfo Ravelis for a field goal attempt. Now, Dysart is out of timeouts. Santan Foothills still has some. Do we think they're going to try and ice the kicker if that's the route head coach John Ganados wants to go?
I would. Nothing to lose at this point.
You can't take them with you. He was saying, Coach Ganados, that this is the best special teams he has had since being here at Dysart, and that his kicker has one of the strongest legs he's ever seen.
Yeah, so here we go. They're going to have it at the 30. So, yeah, just as we thought, a 40-yard attempt. If you've got a kicker, first 2 weeks of the season, make a 35 and a 40-yarder, Derek, I think you're going to feel pretty comfortable about your special teams later on in the year.
Ravelis, hold down, kick is up, and it is good! Rodolfo Ravelis, the sophomore. Boy, these sophomores tonight with Sia Laborin and Rodolfo Ravelis showing off, and Dysart going to take a 12-0 lead into the halftime break. Ryan, what a first half.
Clean for 45, by the way, from Ravelis, just to cap it all off. I think, Derek, a half that's going to be defined by what wasn't for Dysart. They didn't have as many penalties. Santan Foothills gave them a lot in that half, which you will still be telling them, I think, if you're John Ganados, hey, we can do better internally, but we're doing what we're being given right now. You're being given this opportunity. You've taken advantage of it. Now you have to stamp through it in the second half. Can't put the foot off the gas pedal.
Now Dysart playing the way they want to play. They have just handled this game, and everything has gone the Demons' way in this first half. They'll get a breather now. We'll see what we get here in the second half. But again, the score here at Dysart High School, the 16th-ranked Dysart Demons lead the 17th-ranked Santan Foothills SaberCats by a score of 12-0. We'll step aside, and we'll be back for the start of the third quarter in just a little bit.
Dear Brianna Brown, it is my privilege to inform you that you've been nominated for the historic inaugural Arizona High School Flag Football Player of the Year Award, established in 2024. Congratulations on your outstanding performance this football season, particularly during Week 8, which captured the attention of many evaluators. This prestigious award recognizes excellence in high school flag football across Arizona and celebrates players who demonstrate remarkable skill, dedication, integrity, and sportsmanship. Congratulations.
Congratulations. I would like to thank all my coaches and teammates for encouraging me, and I would also like to thank the school for giving us that.
I'm Andrea, or Andy. I've been in Skills USA for the past 3 years. So during my junior year, I was a state officer as a Region 5 vice president. And then my senior year, I was a national officer, also as a Region 5 president. I work as an accounting assistant at an investments firm near Philly. And I just feel like I could have never have gotten that position if it wasn't for all of the support I had received while I was in high school, whether it be resume building or different workshops into how to build professionalism in the workplace, how to advocate for yourself in interviews. I think that Skills USA was really able to encourage me to push beyond what would be feasible in my mind. They really do prepare you to go in the workforce and make something of yourself. So I think that was really cool, and I encourage you to do it 100%.
I am the digital photography or digital imaging teacher here. One of the benefits of my class for photo, really you learn a lot of life skills. You learn to be a good problem solver, especially as a photographer, because you have to solve a lot of problems in order to get your photo shoots done. You learn a lot about the digital world and a lot about technology as well, which is one of my favorite things. Usually by the end of my first year of Photo 1-2, I usually teach you guys to create your own website for your own photography so you can actually start your own business if you really wanted to. You can learn a lot with composition and lighting. It's a good way to step up your photo game.
Hello, who am I here with?
Naum. I was in the TV and Broadcasting 1.
Perfect. How has CTE aided you in life after graduation?
I would say number one, it would definitely build my leadership a lot. As I became as I went into secondary education and then work afterwards, it definitely helped me become more independent and be able to lead stuff and be able to create my own projects and be able to tackle them with the team. I would say to do it as soon as possible, just because if you follow through with the CTE courses, then you get to have the technical training that you have at the ending of your course, so that way you can transition into working, and then along with technical skills that you can get certified for. I would say my favorite moments were probably competing, competing in Skills USA, even though it was pretty stressful and very unexpected. It helped you build your critical thinking skills and helped you think on your feet at all times, just like as if you would do in real life. Even though it was a short-term thing, it helps you create more workarounds, like I said, with critical thinking, and we're having to work with different sets of people. And then definitely just making the little films we did in class with my fellow peers. I had fun doing that as well.
My name is Ian. I'm a DSB student. I originally joined because I thought this was a class we taught about movies and TV shows. I just like making videos and all that, thinking, having a creative process to make videos and making them all look good and all stuff like that. And you get 60 hours, you get half a credit for your whole GPA. I don't know, if you really care about doing all this stuff, that is a good bonus for doing all that. You should join DSB if you're just interested in film, learning about film, because once you learn a lot about film and all the ways to do that, you should join because you'll have fun, you get to work with cool people, get experience.
I started off as a gymnast, and then I've realized that I am good at expressing my emotions on stage, so I went into dance, and it's my favorite thing ever. My favorite thing to do in dance is learning new moves and being able to show people what they can do and what they're capable of doing on stage. I've been dancing since I was 10 years old, and I would have started earlier, but I was a gymnast at first, like I said, so I started at the age of 10, and now I'm 17. I want to learn how to do a 540. It's like a jump. It's a very advanced jump, though. I've been performing on stage since I was in 8th grade with Miss Bergio, and it was my first time performing on stage, and I've really enjoyed it, and now I perform at a Dysart High School stage, a bigger stage than it was in 8th grade, and I really like it. My dance teacher, she definitely helps me think and feel my emotions when I'm on stage, which I really appreciate, and she helps me with my confidence a lot. Someone should join dance because it's a great way of expressing your feelings, and hip-hop is a very popular genre of dance, and you should join Hip Hop Club. It's very fun. It's Thursdays after school at 2:30 to 3:30. Bye!
I joined DSB because it was an extracurricular and extra credit because I kind of need it, but it's a lot of fun, so I enjoy it. But we broadcast all of our school's games, our scheduled ones that we have. And then we have a close-up, wide shot. Usually, sometimes we'll have students on the floor doing B-roll. It's just fun to be on the floor and more interactive. It's a lot of fun after school. After school, you get a lot of hours. You get half a credit per semester, so if you're behind, you get to use it to catch up. I just finished a wrestling roll-on, which is the hype video for it, which means I take a lot of my B-roll and put into one video with audio, and they use it in the broadcast, and I'm just finishing up the boys basketball one.
Dear Yen, it is our privilege to inform you that you have been nominated for this historic inaugural Arizona High School Flag Football Player of the Year Award, established in 2024. Congratulations on your outstanding performance this football season, particularly during Week 5, which captured the attention of many evaluators.
Hey, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you to all my supporters and everybody who encouraged me to complete my dreams, and shout out to my very close friend who never gave up on me and always supported me when, you know, I was feeling down or I was not feeling motivated. Just thank you to everybody in my life. Thank you. And shout out to my school and Miss Matikis.
Hello, my name is Javier Cortina, and I am a member of the Dysart Demons Marching Band and Concert Band. I think someone should join band if they want to pursue a career in music, or if they want to learn an instrument and play with a band outside of school and make money. You basically just pick an instrument of your choice, and you play with other people who they also choose an instrument of their choice, and you just play music with each other. Such like the ones like I play, trombone, tuba, saxophone, trumpet, euphonium, baritone, and some others like clarinet, flute, snare drums, mallets, xylophone, and even bass drums.
Hi, I'm Angelique Renteria, and I'm a junior and the vice president of HOSA. Our next blood drive is January 24th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the old gym. If you participate in the blood drive, not only are you giving back to community by providing blood for those in need, but you can also receive a tassel for your senior year if you donate 3 times. The requirements consist of being 16 years or older and following certain height to weight requirements, but all you have to do is fill out a form and provide it to Mr. Schuler, and he will set up an appointment for you.
Hi, I'm Angel, here at Pitchfork Productions, reporting on the College and Career Fair. On October 24th, from 6 to 8 p.m., Dysart Unified School District hosted its annual College and Career Fair. Programs throughout our districts were present, including film and TV, photography, automotive, culinary, and graphic design. Each program had a college or career representative accompany every program. Students from 5th to 11th grade were invited. Thank you to everyone who attended and participated. I hope to see everyone there again next year. Now, let's get back to the studio.
Did you know Dysart Schools offers free full-day kindergarten for our community? We deliver high-quality education aligned with Arizona academic standards. Students learn foundational skills through hands-on, real-life experiences. We even have special area classes where our kiddos get to experience art, music, and physical education. Enroll today and come experience all Dysart has to offer.
My favorite part of editing is definitely getting all of the music together, and like definitely the end, like where it all just comes together in like a beautiful masterpiece. I chose this class because I thought it was like really interesting, but to be honest, I just needed an elective, and I didn't think that I would enjoy this class as much as I do right now. I do think I'm pretty good at editing, but recording, but I think I can do better. I would recommend Skills USA to others because I think it's a pretty fun program, and like the competitions, I haven't gone to competitions yet, but I'm pretty sure competitions will be fun. And I did enjoy the conference that I did went to, and it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun day. I would recommend to people, the people who I recommend TV broadcasting to are people who are like in theater or who like recording stuff and editing things, because this class is mainly focused in just like recording things, like that one project that we did for the music video project that we did like start of the semester was really fun.
Dysart is proud to offer top quality preschool programs that will help prepare your child to succeed. The 3 options available are Growing Minds Preschool, a tuition-based school for children ages 2 to 5, Developmental Preschool for those students identified as needing special education services, and Peer Role Model, where typically developing children serve as peer models for those with special needs. Visit our website to learn more and enroll your child today.
I joined Avid because my friend recommended to me, and I think it is a pretty good elective. My favorite part about Avid is that I could make friends and have a good time in Avid. Avid benefit me because it makes me want to go to college, and it makes college seem pretty fun.
If you could shape the future of education, how would it look? Most students follow the same beaten path, but our path is different. Our path is inspired. Our path leads to more. Our path is career and technical education. Students are engaged. They do. They create. They are fueled by choice. Our students engineer their own experience. Working with business mentors, it's more than a classroom. It's a thriving center for career-driven education, focused on producing the best students. Students who are prepared to contribute in the working world. Students with self-confidence. Students with collaboration skills and creativity. The best kind of students. At the end of the day, we produce the best students. West Mech is career-driven education.
What is your name? Jesus Ibarra. In the future, I want to be like a technician. There's only one trip that I've gone for. It was for like a Skills USA, and we went to like downtown Phoenix for like making golf carts. Just like getting a chance to do all these projects and stuff.
Our sports academy classes are designed so that student athletes can participate in their sport during the day. What that allows us to do is allows us to develop them in here year-round. We're not trying to build bodybuilders, we're not trying to build weightlifters, we're not trying to build powerlifters, we're trying to build athletes. And so it's not about killing them every single time, it's about building them up throughout long periods of time so we can focus on long-term athletic development. Discipline, effort, and consistency win regardless of what it is.
And welcome back. I'm here with the Dysart High School mascot, Hot Stuff. Hot Stuff, how are we feeling tonight? I love your commentary. Okay. So how do you feel like the boys are doing in tonight's game? You know what? Yeah, valid answer. What do you think they could be doing better? I agree. I saw you out there dancing with the cheer team. How long did it take you to learn those moves? A minute. Quite a time. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Hot Stuff, and I'm going to now back to the booth.
Thank you so much, Grace. We appreciate it. Derek Diesner, Ryan Skora back up top with you. And Ryan, that's a pretty impressive interview.
Man, a few words, Hot Stuff. That's the dream, right? You want to get off your point as effectively as possible, and he does it every single time.
I wish I was that quick to the point.
He's got aura, too.
Yes, he does. Well, Dysart off to the early 12-0 lead as we get set to start this second half. 12 minutes on the clock. Dysart will boot it deep to the SaberCats. Santan Foothills will move from right to left on your screens here in this second half, and we are underway. A little squibber that drops it side of the 25. Ball is loose and falling on around the 23-yard line. Aiden Rangel able to wrangle that ball and keep it with the SaberCats.
I mean, that was as close as it's going to get to a chance to pick up a ball on a kickoff.
Be the longest onside kick we've seen.
Maybe ever. I always think about the Seattle one against Green Bay where it goes out of his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Trickles on down the sideline.
Yep. That was ugly.
Big drive here for Santan Foothills, I think. Establishing this second half. How do you adjust? How do you change your offense around? I think it's got to start with Wallace. Can you lean on him and get consistent touches for him while not hurt yourself?
Exactly. And we talked about in the pregame show, after the rough week ones by each of these teams, they have to find a rhythm. Well, we saw Dysart find that rhythm in the first half. Yes, there were some hiccups with the penalties, but they were able to find that rhythm. Santan Foothills still looking to find something.
It's got to start with the penalties, cleaning those up, and I actually really do think, Derek, this game is not 12-0. If they have cleaned up these penalties, it's probably a 7-7 or 6-7 type of ball game.
Well, even though it is 12-0, it's still just a two-possession game. One score here by the SaberCats, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Out of the gun is Farmer. Farmer flush from the pocket, gets it out, and it is picked. Oh, they're going to say it hit the turf. Oh, that looked like a clean interception from up here. Not so much for Caleb Richardson.
That was a gift. He had a great pursuit on the outside, I believe, by Courtney Boss, like we talked about in the first half.
Courtney with the near sack.
And there you go.
Just the tip of the football probably on the turf.
So close. From up here, the first vantage point, it looked good, but still a heck of a play and a great job by this Dysart defense. It'll now be 3rd and 10 from the 23-yard line for the SaberCats.
And regardless, like you said, dream start for Dysart. Can you get off the field in 4 plays and maybe get a touchdown early, make it 19?
3 receivers to the near side, 2 up top. Farmer again flush from the pocket, throws it downfield in a double coverage. Never gave his receiver a chance to try that, to haul that in inbounds. It goes out, and that'll bring up 4th and 10. Pass was intended for Isaac Wallace.
Yeah, even if Wallace had caught that ball, he wouldn't have gotten a foot in bounds. So it's good coverage as they get the quarterback to roll to his non-throwing side. It's always tougher running to your left as a righty.
Yep.
You've got to adjust that. That ball's always going to sail a little bit to the left, and that's what you saw there.
Yeah, the senior Jordan Farmer just not getting comfortable tonight under center. Cannot find the time, always seems to be running for his life, and has struggled early on. On 4th and 10, they'll boot it deep. Almost was blocked, and this will land right on the other side of the 50 and go out of bounds. No return for Riley James. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Dysart Demon offense at the 42-yard line. Great starting field position for Dysart for their first offensive possession here in this second half.
The lone word I'm going to have here is capitalize. Take advantage of this opportunity you've been presented to make it a 3-score game. And then really, from there, they've managed the clock so well. Next time you get the ball, you can start thinking about the clock. Score, stop, clock management. And this should be a first win of the season for Dysart. That's long-term, but it starts with this drive.
Well, and I know we're only a minute and 15 seconds into this second half, but the way this game has gone to this point and the score being what it is, you almost have to wonder, if Dysart gets a touchdown this possession, is the game over? Or are these offenses just going to magically ignite in this final quarter and a half?
Yeah, I would not quite lean there. I think you're on the right track, though, in saying that 19 feels the way the game has gone insurmountable for Santan Foothills. The SaberCats have struggled to generate much going on the offensive end.
Be 2nd down and 3 for the Demon offense right at midfield.
I'd love to see them take their time, too, on this drive. You don't have to score quickly. You just have to score.
And just keep moving the ball and keeping it in bounds.
Sure.
Christmas goes out in motion. They'll throw it to the near side with Hinchy, and they short-armed it. One hopped into his arms.
It was a bad throw by Labor. And they keep going back to that little wide receiver screen, tucking in, getting a good blocks. They've had a couple of good ones there. Very good coaching, I think, on the offensive end to recognize, yes, your best player in a vacuum is probably Javon Christmas. That being said, the mismatch in this game is Hinchy on the outside on off coverage. When they drop off, giving Hinchy 10 yards of space to get a head start, they should pick on that the rest of this game.
I'm surprised because on that 2nd and 3, I really thought they were going to go that bunch formation again and just push it forward. Because Javon Christmas going forward, they can't stop him. Out of the gun is Laborin. 3 up top, 1 to the near side. He's going to come to the near side. It's Hinchy, and a ball is tipped and picked, and Hinchy just gave up on it. Christmas makes the tackle out of bounds, but now he's hurting his midsection. I don't know if it's his right hand that he hurt or if it's just right in his gut, but he is a little shaken up after that tackle. Hinchy, you don't like to see that. He tried to battle for that ball, unable to do so, and the interception happened, but you can't just give up and walk away.
It was a little underthrown, and we'll start with Hinchy on that ball in the air. Could have done a better job, I think, on that underthrow, playing a little defense as the wide receiver. Always hard to make that adjustment midair and recognizing the situation. You want to catch the ball on the offensive side. Now you got to play cornerback, and I think that cost him in terms of the catch being made, the interception happening. Ooh.
They'll give it to their tailback, and away he goes as Isaac Wallace brings it up to the 46-yard line, brings up 2nd down and 4.
Not 6 yards, it'll be 2nd and 4.
Chain gang's been a little slow tonight. Still has not moved. Referee's not saying anything. There we go. 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 46. High snap. It's controlled. Interesting handoff to Wallace. I think it's the best you could say. It was just rushed and did not look good. Wallace held on to it, picks up a couple of yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
So, yeah, partner, early in this game, we had the weird exchanges between quarterback and running back because of the misdirection or the miscommunication, the timing there. That's just a bad snap from the center that causes the late handoff, and he's lucky that I think his running back, Wallace, correctly identifies, I got to wait, I got to hang here, so we don't screw this up again. Big 3rd down for Dysart.
Well, even off the bad snap, Farmer looked confused once he got it, didn't know what to do with it. Then he kind of had trouble getting it over to Wallace, and then Wallace has it, and he's like, ugh.
Well, if that's the case, the best deer in headlights of all time.
Out of the gun. Fake the give to Wallace. They're going to sling it out. 1st down and some. And the pass is caught by Nathaniel Clemente.
Flag. I think they're going to get Richardson for hitting the quarterback late.
Personal foul. tack on some yards to that. A first down for the SaberCats as they push the ball deeper and deeper into Demon territory.
That pass was complete to Nathaniel Clement for a first down.
Well, we saw a lot of mistakes early on in this contest, and to begin this second half, these teams are picking up right where they left off.
Move the ball to the 32-yard line.
8:08 to go in this third quarter of play. Dysart leading Santan Foothills 12-0. Quick give and pushing forward for a couple more. He's spotted down at the 29-yard line. Second down and about 7 upcoming for the SaberCats.
McCarter with the tackle there after a 4-yard gain. It'll be second down.
Farmer gets back to the huddle. He will work out of the gun. One receiver to the near side. 2 up top. He's got Wallace behind him. Fakes the give to Wallace. He's going to run it to the near side and be stopped dead in his tracks. And then the ball comes loose, but they will say he was down. Dysart trying to say they have the ball.
Whoa.
Are they going to give it to him?
No.
No.
Manning with nice pursuit there.
Yeah, okay. I think the referee's got that right. It's going to stay with Santan Foothills. Either way, every single time, Derek, the ball has gotten inside the 35, the plus 35 for Santan Foothills. It feels like this Dysart defense is up the tempo in terms of their attention. Like it has become a much more, I guess, physical game for them. Every time Santan Foothills feels like they're closer to the end zone. This is everything you want in a third down. Behind the chains.
Farmer out of the gun. 3 to the near side. 2-step drop. Delayed give. Gives it to his tailback who takes it inside the 25. Willis take it down around the 24. And it'll be 3rd and 1. Or 4th and 1, excuse me.
So now's the decision. Down 2 possessions. You know, we don't know how good the kicker is for Santan Foothills. They're going to keep the offense out here, so that tells me not so much.
Well, you got to go for it. If you had a kicker, you're still down 9, 2 possessions even at that point.
And that's where you start to think about maybe our defense hasn't been that bad in this game, so that's where I was thinking about it, but I'm 100% with you. This is the right call. I would run, as I think Dysart's going to call timeout.
No, Saber, yeah. So SaberCats are going to burn an early one. That's something we saw Dysart do a lot early in the game.
I would run the same play they ran a moment ago, that super delayed handoff to Wallace, where they let the hole develop. They thought about it. The tackles played the ends played the pass. They got around, and they got caught flat-footed on that run. I would run that same play again. It worked so well the first time.
Now, Wallace has been tough to get down tonight. The junior tailback measures in at 5'9", 180. But the way he plays, you'd think he's a big, bulky back because he's got some wheels on him, but boy, he can hit those holes hard.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we talked about in the first half how he was a little more east-west, a little closer to Hinchy for Dysart. He's almost the perfect mix. He's not too much of one. He's not too much of the other. That makes him a really effective weapon in this game. He, like Javon Christmas, reads the hole really well. Whether he needs to go A block, left side, C block, right side, understanding where to attack.
Yes.
And letting the defense, give him the view.
Yep.
He's good at that. It's going to be in his hands here if it's me as the coach. He's your best player, clearly.
Farmer out of the gun. Wallace directly behind him. He's going to keep it. He'll pass, and he throws it in between the arms of Caleb Richardson and incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs, and the Demon defense did their job.
I mean, Dysart was all over that one there. They read the play action well. They read the boot well. They ran a great job by Richardson, I think, to be disciplined enough to say, I have the quarterback. If I go get the quarterback, somebody's behind me. He's open. I can't necessarily trust my safety to be sliding with me. He backs off. He gets his hands there. Could have had the interception maybe, but it won't really matter. You get the turnover.
It just is surprising that they did not put it in
I agree.
Wallace's hand. If you're not going to get it, it's going to be a turnover on downs. At least know your best player had the ball in his hands.
I agree.
Hinchy will take it on first down for the Demons, and he just kind of lost his footing, got tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and 11, maybe 12.
Derek, I'm really starting to think about the clock. I know we're only halfway through the third, but the way your defense is played, 12's not enough to be confident.
Right.
But 19 after 3 is enough to where I'm sitting there saying, this is a good game. We're on the win column. We're 1-1 headed into week 3, but this has to be a 5-minute drive for 6.
Yeah, I feel like if the Demons get a touchdown here, it's a big drive. You take time off the clock here, you get a touchdown, you can pretty much say ball game.
Inbounds.
Hinchy stays in, gonna cut it to this side of the field, shakes a defender, he's got one, got another, and now finally tripped up at the 31-yard line. Are you kidding me? Donovan Hinchy, and now a late flag come in as there was a hit put on Nathaniel Clemente. And I have a feeling this now will be pushed back following the shove by Hinchy.
The takeaway today is that when you look at the stats on Tuesday or Wednesday morning in 3A, Donovan Hinchy is going to start to stand out amongst not only the 3A West players, but really 3A players in general.
Yes.
As an explosive athlete with yards after catch to his name and a ton of speed that's going to cause threats for everybody on this Demon schedule this year.
What's been interesting, too, is it seems like this SaberCat defense knows what to do with Javon Christmas. And if they don't, then they just are not using Christmas at all, because this has been the Donovan Hinchy show.
Well, even if Hinchy's there, look at the box. There's 8 in the box every single time, prepared to kind of say, we are going to stop Christmas. We're not going to let Javon Christmas beat us.
I don't know, though. When Christmas lowers those shoulders, he's beating them at pad level every time.
Ooh.
And Laborin loses the ball, and this is going to be recovered by the SaberCats. Great job. We were just talking about lowering the shoulders. Unfortunately, the sophomore could not hold on to the ball, and the SaberCats get a much-needed takeaway to try and stay in this game.
Let's touch it again. We spoke about Laborin's grit in that first half. The kind of quarterback that is a sophomore, you can see the intangibles as to why he is the starter, the physicality, the want, the drive. You see all of that, but then you see him also being a sophomore quarterback there. He gets the first guy, doesn't secure the football on the second one, and it's another turnover for him.
Well, and I'll say this about Josiah Laborin. He has got a bright future. We've got to remember that he is only a sophomore. So things can only go up from here, or so we hope, as a good tackle in the backfield made, dragging down Isaac Willis, who almost lost the ball. But right now, one of the key things is there's a flag now in the backfield. We'll see what this is called on. But one thing that you and I talked off air about coming into the game is, after speaking with head coach John Ganatos this week, the key is just weathering the storm right now for this team. They've got 10 transfers that can't play till week 6. So weather the storm this first 5 games. After tonight, you have 3 more to go. One of those players is a Valley transfer that is a quarterback. That quarterback is expected to be the starter unless Josiah Laborin shows us something in these first 5 weeks.
And he's going to be given every opportunity to. It's not like there's another player on this roster that's going to really touch him. So he has the ability, maybe the carefreeness.
Yes.
And that's typically something you would describe as a bad thing, being carefree. I think in this sense, you know when you walk back to that sideline, okay, I made a mistake. There's no pressure right now.
Yep.
I've got to go amend it in the next drive that you get. As you point out, that's 2 really good defensive stops on the outside, by the way, by the Demons defense.
Wallace got back to the line of scrimmage. It's still going to be 3rd and 12.
As you point out, though, weathering the storm for this group.
Yes.
what does that mean? Does it mean 2-3? Does it mean 3-2? Does it mean, hey, we're 1-4 and we've got to win 4 of our last 5 to maybe get into the playoffs in region play?
Yeah.
I think to me, 2-3 might be enough.
I was just
but
say
3-2 is okay. We're feeling good.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. Bare minimum, the bare minimum to give yourself some sort of a chance, 2-3. But to feel good about yourself, at least 3-2.
Well,
you gotta get there.
You step into region play. The expectation is that they are the second best team, I think, in region play. That being said, everybody's chasing Valley. Everybody's chasing River Valley in this West Standings region. They get the regular season finale here at home against River Valley, meaning that they might have a chance to win the region at the tail end of the season with this home crowd behind them if everything goes to plan.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened last year in their final game here against ALA West Foothills. Now this year they've got River Valley, and that's the game. However, you can't think that way if you're a Dysart player because you got to play each week and play your opponent.
Yep.
Next week, looking ahead, they've got Sabino. Very winnable game, but you got to win this game tonight before you start worrying about Sabino. 2:40 to go in this third quarter of play. Dysart leading Santan Foothills 12-0. And the Sabercats keep going backwards as it's going to be 3rd and 20.
It's good. I thought it was 3rd and 6 billion.
Looking. Now going back to the other side of the field, still looking, and now he's going to have to run with it and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but a good job by the defense. Hit him out of bounds and stayed away.
I thought he was out of bounds for a second. I kind of jumped out of my chair up here in the booth.
Luckily, no late hit personal foul. We're good. It's going to be 4th and 10, and the Sabercats are going to be forced to punt. On the punt is Nathaniel Clemente.
This is different. They've put Hinchy back there by himself instead of Riley James.
James is standing around the 40-yard line. Low snap. Punt gets off. Hinchy going to let it bounce out of bounds at about they'll say right at the 30.
Goes out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
So Dysart will have it 1st and 10 from the 30 with a $1:26 to go in this third quarter of play. 12-0. Dysart leads Santan Foothills. And here we go again. What can we do on this possession?
Well, when they haven't turned the ball over, Demons haven't really had too much of a problem.
Yeah.
It's just been the turnovers. 3 the last game, 3 this game, 6-1 on the season. They've not turned the opposition over enough. They've made too many mistakes. They're getting away with it right now in this game because of A, how our defense is played,
yep.
B, the penalties that Santan Foothills has put on themselves, and C, really the play of Donovan Hinchy, who has been the breakout guy here tonight.
Yeah, we knew coming into this game, Hinchy and Christmas. Those were the two to key on for the offense as Christmas takes it on cue around the corner. He's got the first down and more. Still on his feet. Outrunning the defense inside the 10. And he is in for 6. 18-0. Dysart leads here in the third.
There's a flag, but it's going to be on I think a personal foul.
I believe that's what I'm hearing is it came after the touchdown.
Touchdown. Assessed on the kickoff. Regardless, doesn't matter. That is a textbook big play run from Javon Christmas. Find the outside, get to the second level. Same thing we talked about earlier on. When you get to the numbers, in between the numbers and the boundary, a lot of times for the defender, he's trying to use the sideline as that other defender. You have just as much right to use that sideline as the offensive player there.
Yeah.
Slow down. Force the defender to make that first move. That's the chess match. He tries to push you outside. You slow yourself down. You step inside. Then you turn on the jets. You're the second quickest guy on the field.
Yeah.
The only guy that's quicker is your teammate. You know you're gone. And that should, Derek Diesner, be the point in this game where I think Dysart feels really comfortable.
Yes, I would like to agree with you. Right now they're going to use a timeout to give their players a breather after that play. But, yeah, that you would like to think is the dagger in the coffin right there. But you never know. This has been a wild game. But the one good thing is the SaberCat offense has been nowhere to be found yet this evening. And we keep talking about this Dysart offense and the two-headed monster of Hinchy and Christmas. But what we have failed to talk about a lot tonight is the defense.
Yeah.
Let's remember, they're pitching a shutout right now. They've had their backs against the wall. They've gotten key takeaways tonight and big stops. This Dysart Demon defense needs to be commended.
Especially the week after you give up 49 points, 379 total yards of offense. It wasn't a pretty showing. Really been impressed with Courtney Boss in that outside linebacker position. I think the most impressive thing is in their ability as a team, either side of the ball, in the trenches. The D-line has gotten great push, forced a lot of outside running for the running back and even the quarterback at times. That's allowed Boss in the corners to be a little more active and engaged defensively. They've done a great job at the line of scrimmage, which at the high school level, no matter if you're a 6A school or a 1A school playing 8-man, the game starts at the line of scrimmage. If you can dominate there, you're going to win your fair share of football games, no matter how much talent you have in the skill positions. And the good thing for Dysart, they've got a couple of talented players in the skill positions.
Agreed.
Going for 2 here?
They are going to go for 2.
Math would say it makes sense.
Yep. Running on late is Mohamed Sefdari. 2 receivers split out each side, and Donovan Hinchy right up the gut for 2.
You see it right there. Again, the offensive line just controlling the line of scrimmage for the Wildcat quarterback, Hinchy.
It's just the wheels on him. He just gets started, and he's gone like that. 20-0 our score. Dysart leads Santan Foothills with 1:09 left in this third quarter of play, and Dysart has Uncle Mo on their sideline right now because it has been all demons here this evening. They've finally got it clicking offensively. The defense has been unstoppable tonight. Just an all-around team effort. And then let's throw in special teams as well because Rodolfo Ravelis showing off that leg here this evening.
Safety, field goal, and touchdown. Well-executed 2-point conversion. That is as Bill Belichick would call it, a complete performance all 3 phases of the game.
Watch out for this Dysart team as this year goes on. This is going to be a fun season.
And we came into this year thinking, okay, not a complete rebuilding year for Dysart after a phenomenal 7-3 season. You lose in the playoffs, but you get there.
Yes.
You get there and you create a chance for the first time post-COVID to get into the playoffs.
Yep.
They do that. You still have the talent to build off of that. Yes, you're nursing in a new quarterback, whether it's going to be Laborin the whole season or the transfer that comes in and plays that for the back 5 games.
Yes.
You're getting a new quarterback into this team. There's still enough pieces there to where, you need to retool, change some things around, adjust to the new players in your group. But you still got enough guys to compete and should be a playoff team this year.
Yes, the talent is there. The defense is showing out tonight. You've got a kicker, which is very rare at this level. But then the 2 offensive weapons you have, that's special. It's hard enough to have 1 like that, but to have 2, that is something very, very special. Clemente on the return. He gives it off and going to the other side of the field, taken down at about the 31-yard line. And that is where the SaberCats will start with it. Turner looks a little shaken up after that. And it was Clemente.
I would be too. Obviously, I'm not the biggest guy, so it probably would have hurt me.
I'm right there with you. And when you're down on field level and you just hear them hit, I cringe. It's loud. They always say, in the NFL, every time you get tackled, it's like being in a car crash. They'll give it off to the tailback, Aiden Rangel. And he tries to get around the corner, picks up a couple. Under a minute to go in this third quarter of play. 20-0. Dysart leads Santan Foothills. Ball will be spotted at the 37-yard line. Was there a penalty? There was. And this will go against the SaberCats.
Will move them back.
Well, if the refs got paid for every time they used their flag, they'd be quite rich after tonight's contest.
You'd see a lot more flags in a lot of games, too.
Yeah.
If I got paid for every flag I threw, I could be false starting every single time.
There you go.
Probably pick on the same kid, too. I can't lie.
Clock is running on 1st and 20. Drop back, and that pass is high and away from Aiden Rangel.
It's just not a good throw. That's the unfortunate part. The bubble screen there works out properly.
Well, Farmer just looked so lackadaisical with it. He didn't get his feet set. Just nothing. He kind of was fading away, threw across his body. Just did not look good at all.
And so that's the thing I think I find with the 3A level that's most curious, because smaller schools, you have to start there, right?
Right.
The baseline is inherently not going to be high. Not that that's a bad thing.
Right.
But when you have a team like Dysart in this case, who are at the very least disciplined, 1 through 40 on the roster,
yes,
and you have 2 or 3 players, in this case on the offensive end being Christmas and Hinchy, that can be difference makers for your team,
yes,
you're going to do enough and you're going to win games. This is good for Farmer.
Keeps the play alive, and continuing to keep the play alive is Isaac Wallace, who is tackled at the 38-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and manageable for the SaberCats.
It was much better. You mentioned setting his feet last time. I don't know if he fully sets his feet there, but it's a little bit more of a stable base that allows him to push that ball a little bit more onto the spot. The follow-through points to the target as you teach, and they do a good job. I think we're going to the 4th, buddy.
Yeah, I think the SaberCats are content with taking it to the 4th quarter, and that's where we will go. The Dysart Demons, ranked 16th in 3A, lead the 17th-ranked Santan Foothills SaberCats 20-0. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter right after this.
My name is Ian. I'm a DSB student. I originally joined because I thought this was a class we taught about like movies and TV shows. I like making videos and all that, like thinking, like having like a creative process to make videos and make them all look good and all stuff like that. And you get 60 hours, you get half a credit for your whole GPA. I don't know, like if you really care about doing all this stuff, that is like a good bonus for doing all that. You should join DSB if you're just like interested in film, learning about film, because once you learn a lot about film and all the ways to do that, you should join because
we head to the 4th quarter here at Dysart High School in El Mirage, Arizona. Derek Diesner, Ryan Skora back with you. It's been all Dysart this evening as they lead the Santan Foothills SaberCats 20-0. SaberCats trying to put something together here on a 3rd and manageable. Drop it back, a flag is thrown. They've got the pass complete, 1st down and some. Tripped right across the 50-yard line. His pass was complete to Josiah Gutierrez, but we'll see what the penalty flag is. It's going against the SaberCats, so take that play back. I have some scoring updates to pass along from across the Dysart district. Not good ones either.
I don't like that.
Mesa leading Shadow Ridge at halftime, 24-0. O'Connor leads Valley Vista at halftime, 28-0. So Dysart's winning, and they're shutting out their opponent. So
talk about 2 tough games, though. A Mesa team that made a run last year in 6A, and O'Connor team that was in the Open as recent as a couple years ago. And it's just a tough schedule here in week 2 for these Dysart School District sides to kind of face.
Yeah, I think when I was looking at the different schedules from the Dysart schools, as on 3rd and 14, rolling out, looking, and that pass incomplete, nowhere near his receiver. Pass was intended to Roberto Clemente. What a name.
Yeah, tough to follow up.
It's too bad he wears 25 and not 21.
I don't love that from Farmer, by the way. It's
3rd
and long. You've got to make a play. I don't love the play call to begin with. You're shrinking the field. You're making the field half the size of what it is by rolling him out.
And you're putting your player in a tough predicament if you want him to catch that ball. He's going to get lit up.
Again, you're forcing him to catch the ball and run with his back to the field, the defense coming right on him. You've got to get that throw at the sticks, and you've got to keep that field at full capacity. He could return this by
Hinchy's going to pick it up at the 29. He's going to cut back, come across field, still on his feet, shedding a few defenders, and now take it down right around the 40-yard line. A delayed reaction by Hinchy, but he ends up picking up about 12 yards on the return, and Dysart will have good starting field position with 11:02 left in this game and a 20-0 lead.
Well, if you're Santan, that was a good job on the special teams gunnery stuff. You did a great job of getting to the return man. It's the positives early in the season.
Yes. You know, you were talking about the other Dysart schools and who they've scheduled the tough games against Mesa and the game against O'Connor. You know, that was one thing head coach John Ganato said is they don't shy away from tough competition. They like to play the hard games, and they have no problem going on the road to play those games. And that seems to be something that's district-wide, because I believe it's Shadow Ridge is going to make the trip out to play Saguaro this year. That's not an easy trip or game.
There was once upon a time, I feel like that used to be a region game for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason. And that's, you know, when you get to the 5A, the 4A, the 6A levels, you get starting into the open territory where the promotion relegation is a little more common, at least in terms of, at this level, if Dysart was really good and AIA bumped him up to 4A, they could probably make a claim. Hey, school size is going to hold us back a little bit, and usually it happens at the higher level. You look at Saguaro or an ALA, Queen Creek or something like that, and they say, hey, you're good. I don't care how many people go to your school. You're playing at 6A.
Right.
So you start to get sort of some weird regions and some weird opponents.
Yep.
But kudos to Shadow Ridge. Again, you got to play who's in front of you, no matter who gets scheduled, and that's part of the schedule. The computer algorithm, I think, is great for that, because let's say Dysart played the 10 best teams in 3A one year.
Right.
They went 2-8, and they could say, hey, well, they're still a playoff team, even though they went 2-8.
Exactly.
You don't want to go 2-8 if you're Dysart, by the way.
That's very true. You want to avoid that. Fans might not like it. Another penalty on the SaberCats. We're going to punt this away again. That almost blocked a high punt, but a short one at that. It's going to take a bounce, and then walking away from it is Riley James. It's going to be down right at midfield. Great starting field position for the Dysart Demons. 10 minutes, 50 seconds left in this contest. Dysart leads 20-0, and they're going to get the ball. We'll be right back after this short break. First down and 10, ball smack dab at the 50, and now Dysart's going to use a timeout. They weren't getting set correctly. Javon Christmas and Devon Hinchy talking about things. And now Donovan, Javon, as well as Josiah all getting together just to make sure the three of them are on the same page. Again, good starting field position for the Dysart Demons. First and 10 from the 50. So both teams now just with 2 timeouts remaining in this contest. Both teams in search of their first wins of the year. Santan Foothills and Dysart both had rough week 1s. Fortunately for Santan Foothills, that has continued into week 2.
Sure.
But fortunately, it has not for the Demons, and they have picked things up and found their offense.
Must be hot stuff. Just having him here in the building has propelled them forward.
I'm telling you, this is a home field advantage here. Not many places get full houses every Friday night, but here at Dysart, this is the main show. Great misdirection. Donovan Hinchy off to the races, around the corner, 1 man to beat. He shook him. 10-5. Touchdown, Demons. Donovan Hinchy, have yourself a night.
That kid's nasty, Derek. I mean, the speed to get to the edge, we've been saying it all night, is elite at this level, probably levels above. And then the misdirection on the play call, but then just the movement. Again, using the sideline well, slowing yourself down, making a miss, and then accelerating again immediately. That boy is legit and will be a threat for 3A honors at the end of this season.
I could not agree with you more. Him and Christmas were a lot of fun to watch last year, and you could tell they're picking up right where they left off. The PAT is good from Rodolfo Ravelis, and Dysart leads 27-0 against the 17th-ranked Santan Foothills Sabercats. You could not have drawn up a better home opener for the Dysart Demons here this evening.
No, God, no. And you talk about everybody's going to show up every week no matter what. You win in the first game 27-0. You're getting real belief behind this community that already wants to show up, already wants to be here. Now they're going to all show up even more so. They're going to get even rowdier. And that makes that home field advantage that you just talked about that much stronger.
This win is big for the Demons in the 3A West region right now. They are tied for second with 4 other teams who are all started the season 0-1. The only team that won in week 1 in the 3A West was Odyssey Institute. So this will be a big win this week for the Dysart Demons, and we'll also see where it puts them in the rankings. Santan Foothills is going to drop to last in the 3A East region as they'll start the year 0-2, 0-1 in their region, as Push Ridge, who they faced last week, is a regional opponent.
You don't see a lot of teams open their season with a regional game either.
It's rare. It's like college football. Very rare to see a conference matchup in the first week, but you get it sometimes. I know there's a few tomorrow. We'll have to see where Dysart moves in the rankings as well. Things are looking up for the Demons.
I know they were preseason, at least from the Arizona Republic's projection for 3A. Had them as the 9th best team in 3A in the preseason poll. Richard Obert did. I imagine they jump up to around that top 10 area.
Little squib kick, and the return goes to the 37-yard line, and that's where the Sabercats will set up shop.
And to step back into what we were talking about a little earlier, where you're weathering the storm is the term that you've used a couple times tonight.
Yep.
For a team, the positive momentum, you make the playoffs for the first time in 9 years as a school, and then you get to bring in a couple of transfers, because what happens when you win? Notice gets taken. Kids want to play for you, even if you're still going to be committed to your extremely community-based guidelines and values. You're going to take a couple of kids here and there that want to play for you because they're going to buy into that. They're going to want to plug and play and be important pieces. You add the big returners, yes, the new quarterback, but all those transfers come in, and there is the right mix.
Yes.
Just as much as there could be the wrong, but right now it feels like it could be the right mix for this team.
And that's, again, another big thing with head coach John Ganatos, building that culture, having that Dysart culture. John Ganatos bleeds red, black, and white. He is a Demon through and through. El Mirage is home, and there will never, ever be another home. This is his home. This is his dream job. And you could just feel that and sense that just talking to him and being around him. So whenever there's a transfer that thinks about coming here, He's telling them that.
This is the place to be, is what he's saying. We can get you to college, we can get you a career, and great defensive break up there by Shamir Hard.
And it's third down.
I'll bring up 3rd down and 10. Another great series for this Dysart Demon defense.
Santan Foothills just hasn't been able to get in front of the chains. I mean, yes, the penalties have contributed to that, probably more so than anything else. But you're not going to score when you're 3rd and 10, 7 or 8 times a game out of the, 12 or 13 third downs you have. You're just never going to get points on the board if you have to face that consistently. You don't score, you don't win. That's what's going to happen tonight.
On 3rd and 10, the pressure. Ball comes loose. They did whistle it down, though, so sack back at the 25-yard line. With the score being 27-0, I am kind of surprised that the SaberCats have kept Jordan Farmer in at quarterback. He's just really struggled and has not looked the best tonight. Why not go to a younger guy and see what a fresh arm can maybe do for you?
Well, my first thought is, what else do they have in terms of the quarterbacks on the roster? Maybe there's a steeper drop-off than even what we've seen from Farmer here.
They've got, Leighton McCombs. I don't know if this Angel Lara, they list him as an athlete, so who knows if he could play any quarterback.
Oh, almost locked.
This will be returned right at the 46 and taken down close to the 30-yard line. Bobby Franco on the return, the senior. Look at Speedy on that return.
Something tells me that's Bobby Franco's first punt return of his career. He kind of caught a line drive as one of the blockers and just looked up for a second, saw the Friday Night Lights, and said, hey, okay, I got this. I'm Boobie Miles now. I'm going to make a run.
His time to shine. 7:57 to go in this contest. Dysart leading Santan Foothills 27-0. And the Demons with great starting field position. We'll see what they do here. Hinchy lined up to the near side. Christmas in the backfield. The give.
Ooh.
Right around the corner. Great block from Christmas. And did he get in or is he short? It looks like he is short of the pylon. They're going to whistle him out at the 2. But a great run by Shamir Harge.
They better give it right back to Shamir Harge, too. He's earned that touchdown.
Yes, he has. He's had a few big plays here this evening. And here we go, the bunch formation as they are inside the 5 right now.
Oh, flag? Neutral zone infraction?
I don't know. What?
Was the flag the only way they could get him to allow the substitution to happen? Take notice of it? I don't understand that.
I don't know. They're bunched up. And again, we see that heads-up play leading to another Dysart Demon touchdown where Josiah Laburn just takes that step back, watches, moves in.
It just lets his offensive line do the work. We talked about it all day. Another one of those things that they've done such a great job of execution-wise today. The O-line has won their individual matchups 5-on-5 tonight. Man.
So, Laborin with the score, and they are going to kick the PAT as Rodolfo Ravelis comes on in. Dysart having some trouble with substitutions, getting people on the field. I don't think everyone knows the packages yet as to when they should and should not be in, but Ravelis puts it up and in. 34-0, Demons lead. 7:45 to go in this game. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to Dysart Demon Football on DSB Live.
I started off as a gymnast, and then I realized that I am good at expressing my emotions on stage, so I went to dance, and it's like my favorite thing ever. My favorite thing to do in dance is learning new moves and being able to show people what they can do and what they're capable of doing on stage. I've been dancing since I was 10 years old, and I would have started earlier, but I was a gymnast at first, like I said, so I started at the age of 10, and now I'm 17. I want to learn how to do a 540. It's like a jump. It's like a very advanced jump, though. I've been performing on stage since I was in 8th grade with Miss Bergio, and it was my first time performing on stage, and I've really enjoyed it. And now I perform at a Dysart High School stage, a bigger stage than it was in 8th grade, and I really like it. My dance teacher, she definitely helps me think and feel my emotions when I'm on stage, which I really appreciate, and she helps me with my confidence a lot. Someone should join dance because it's a great way of expressing your feelings, and hip-hop is a very popular genre of dance, and you should join Hip Hop Club. It's very fun. It's Thursdays after school at 2:30 to 3:30. Bye!
Welcome back to Dysart High School. Derek Diesner, Ryan Skora back with you. The Demons lead 34-0, and they'll boot it deep to the SaberCats. They'll return it from about the 5-yard line, trying to bring it to near side. He fumbled! Dysart's recovered right at the 15-yard line. Are you kidding me? Everything breaking the right way for the Demons. Riley James coming up with the loose ball, and the Dysart Demon offense heads back to the field.
Just more old Uncle Mo right there. Momentum all on their sides. The brakes are falling the way of the Demons, as you say, and you will take it. Now, the last two offensive possessions have been explosive rushing touchdown, explosive rushing play to start, and immediately followed out by a touchdown. They've done a great job of establishing at the line of scrimmage and finding the edge. Could quickly make it 40, and all of a sudden, not that it technically matters in the grand scheme of things, but you're making up all those points you lost by last week in one game.
Yep.
They lost by 39 last week.
Low snap through the wicket of Labor, and he's able to fall on it for a loss of yards, but the ball will stay with the Dysart Demons. You know, one thing about Dysart, I was talking with head coach Sean Ganados about this, but you may not realize, but this is a very small team, and you look at that sideline, there's a lot of bodies, but not many of them with pads. So you can't really go to your bench in the late game like this where you can start to clear it, bring in backups. Now, they are getting a quarterback loose right now just in case. That's Hezbollah Safdari is getting loose just in case he can come in because there's 7 minutes left in this game. And again, Dysart leading 34-0.
And so what, by your expectation, Safdari is the third string quarterback, if you will, but for these first 5 games, he is at the very best the backup.
Yes.
And maybe having him available in case you have to go to him at some point in the season, I would totally want to run him for 6 minutes of offense.
This could be the last possession we see the starters out there, especially if they get another score. Got a few scoring updates we'll pass along after this next play. 2nd and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. Out of the gun is Laborin. Hinchy to the near side. He's going to go that way. Fade route. Caught. Touchdown. Donovan Hinchy, you are ridiculous. What a play.
And so that time, Don Hinchy shows you why you can't press him. We've been talking all day about taking advantage of off coverage on the outside from the cornerbacks and Hinchy having too much speed for them to catch him there. That's why you can't press him, because not only is there speed there, but there's an ability to win at the line of scrimmage, shift off, use your agility, and then show the burst of speed. Great job by the quarterback throwing him open, too. And this one is on ice with a dominant fourth quarter.
He has been putting on a clinic, and what a tale of two halves. This was just 12-0 at halftime, and now we've got 6.5 minutes left in this game, and it's 40-0, possibly 41, depending on what Rodolfo Ravelis does here. Referees have come over to say something to the trainers. I think everyone's all right. And we're ready to wind that clock.
Ooh.
Kick is blocked. And that'll be ruled a dead ball.
That one's probably coming, by the way. For as good as Rodolfo Ravelis is, the kicks are a little low, I think, which makes the PATs sometimes harder to execute.
Well, had they gone for 2 and gotten it, we would have had a running clock these final few minutes, but that will not be the case.
Man of character is Coach Ganados. No reason to go for 2 and make it just look bad.
Yeah, that's true. Well, while we have some downtime, let's get you those scores. In football, after 3 quarters of play, Mesa leads Shadow Ridge 31-7. At the end of the 3rd quarter, O'Connor leads Valley Vista 35-6. And a volleyball final for you. Buckeye defeats Willow Canyon 2-0.
That's a pretty good volleyball game. 2 really good, well understood programs, I think.
Yeah, Willow's in a tournament, I believe, this weekend, so they'll have their work cut out for them. 40-0 our score here. It's been all Demons over the Santan Foothills Sabercats. Sabercats came in ranked 17th in 3A. Tell you what, they don't look like the 17th ranked team, and Dysart doesn't look like the 16th ranked team. This team looks a little bit higher than that, and we'll see how far they climb in the rankings following this demolishing of the Sabercats. Revelis will tee this ball up, boot it deep. Revelis again sends it deep off of the fingertips at the 10. Still struggling to get it.
Now it'll be a touchback.
And he takes a knee for a touchback. To his dismay, that was Nathaniel Clemente.
Can you run into the end zone and take a touchback if you first touch the ball outside of the...
I thought he had to get it and run out.
Maybe a pity call? I'm not going to complain if it's a pity call. I actually completely understand it at this level of high school football, at any level of high school football, frankly, but I don't know if you can touch the ball outside of the of the end zone and then claim the ball back in the end zone and count for a touchback. I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't believe it is. So I don't know if it's a pity call, if it's knowing that it's the ref's second game of the year where maybe they're confused.
And again, if it's a pity call, I'm not going to critique them at this point. They're running the clock anyway for you, Derek.
Well, it is about time. No. And now a timeout will be called by Santan Foothills. 4:38 to go in this 4th quarter of play, 40-0. Dysart leads. We'll take a quick break and be back right after this.
I joined DSB because it was an extracurricular and extra credit because I kind of need it. But it's a lot of fun, so I enjoy it. But we broadcast all of our school's games, our scheduled ones that we have, and then we have a close-up, wide shot. Usually, sometimes we'll have students on the floor doing B-roll. It's just fun to be on the floor and more interactive. It's a lot of fun after school. After school, you get a lot of hours. You get half a credit per semester, so if you're behind, you get to use it to catch up. I just finished a wrestling roll-on, which is the hype video for it, which means I take a lot of my B-roll and put it into one video with audio, and they use it in the broadcast, and I'm just finishing up the boys basketball one.
4:33 to go in this game. It's been all Dysart as the Sabercats look to get some positive yardage. The give is to Isaac Wallace. Picks up about 4 yards around the corner. Clock running under 4 minutes, 20 seconds to go. So Dysart, after being trounced last week at Benjamin Franklin 49-10, going to turn around and put up a 40 spot of their own.
Yeah, they do the trouncing this week. I think Sabino, the opponent next week, that's going to be a long drive. That might be the toughest part about that game. You got to go all the way down to Tucson. It seems like Sabino is on track to fall to 0-2 in the early days of the season. They've played 2 good teams, though, for what it's worth.
That's good news for Dysart because, again, these first 5 games are crucial for them to stack some wins, and a great open field tackle made by Courtney Boss.
He's been the leader of the defense here tonight. Deserves as much flowers, maybe not as much flowers as Hinchy has gotten, but there's a lot of members of that offense has tonight for Dysart.
Boss gets the defensive flowers, Hinchy the offensive flowers.
Yeah, well, we all know the offense always gets a little more praise, don't we?
Boss led this team in tackles last week with 7, and I think he's had a pretty nice night again tonight for this Demon D. 3rd down and 2, ball at the 29-yard line. High snap, controlled, given over to Wallace. Wallace going to turn the corner, ball's loose, and it's fallen on, recovered by the Demons. Have yourself a night, Dysart Demons. The defense with another big hit, and the defensive coordinator gets the Gatorade bath.
As he should. Remember that first half when we were talking the turnovers, Derek? And how they were struggling to channel them and committing too many, Dysart? They have not had the problem in the last half of this game.
Now they just keep recovering all of them. 2:25 to go, and the clock's running. 40-0. Dysart leads, and now the backup quarterback Hasbullah Safdari comes into the game for his first snap this evening. Safdari, a junior, currently serving as the second-string quarterback, but that could change come week 6. Low snap, he controls. He's going to try to run and runs right into a brick wall and is taken down for a 3-yard loss. He was taken down by Austin Coppinger. The senior measures in at 6'5", 230. Safdari, 5'7", 160. He didn't have a chance.
Quick math, multiply by 9, 17. That's a big difference.
He may now look like a pancake to you on your screens.
I hope not.
2nd down and 14. He'll hand it off, and a good end around by his brother, Mohamed Safdari.
I think the offensive coordinator drew that one up day one and said, hey, we're going to get up big one game, and we're going to give them a chance to hand it off to each other. And the quarterback gets to keep it or give it. And I'll tell you right now, if I was Hasbullah, faced between the choice of keeping the ball on a read option or giving it to my brother to take all the glory.
Oh, I'm keeping it.
No, every day.
Under a minute to go in this game. This will probably be the final snap that we will see. Safdari out of the gun. Receiver in motion. Gives it over to Riley James. James trying to get the corner, and he is tackled inside the 35. Clock runs under 28 seconds, and that should do it. As the players congratulate one another, and that will do it. Dysart comes out victorious, 40-0, and the 16th ranked Dysart Demons now move to 500 on the year at 1-1 overall, while the 17th ranked Santan Foothills Sabercats fall to 0-2 on the year. The Sabercats will head home to take on 8th ranked Payson next week, while your Demons hit the road as they'll travel south to Tucson to face 5th ranked Sabino. Want to thank our entire DSB Live crew for their great work here this evening, as well as my partner Ryan Sikora. I'm Derek Diesner saying so long from Dysart High School, where the final score, the Dysart Demons 40, the Santan Foothills Sabercats nothing. You've been tuned in to Dysart Demon Football on DSB Live. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.